I'll do it.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Whew. It's been a while. It has been a while. Oh. It's been a while. My Facebook page just notified me.
Remote?
No, I never have the remote. Trying to get the background. That's fine. That's fine. Hi, everybody. Hi. We're doing the portal thing. So we're a little
I told my team
unsure.
this morning I got my Mr. Rogers sweater on.
That is a Mr. Rogers sweater.
It is very much, and it's very comfortable.
Where's it from?
You got it for me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, your mom made of. It's that nice carbon store that she likes. Hi, Christy, Bobby, Yvette. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to try not to make this last for hours, but we'll give it a minute and let people log on because, hey, Elsie, because it's been a long damn time. Hi, Joanna. You're not like doing some, what did you say, Roswell Historical Society tonight? You're going to miss my Zoom again. Hey, Lee, Punkage, Hannah. Okay. So
where are we starting?
It's been a long time, as you know. Play the Mr. Rogers music. I don't remember what that is. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yep. Who's calling me right now? It's bad timing. Hi, everybody. They're all coming in now. Yay. So
going into the birthday, right? March 11th. What is the...
Well, we haven't done a live since I don't even know when. Part of the problem, we're just going to have a real talk for a minute. We have animals splayed across the floor. It's been challenging around here, people. Hi, Spivey's. We'll see you in a couple weeks for dinner. They're cooking for us. Did you know that?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know they were cooking for us. I thought we were going out, but
no.
I'd much rather have them cook.
Apparently, he makes a mean bok choy.
Nice.
I know. He'll tell you. Okay, so we have not done an update for a very long time, and it's been a little crazy around here. You see, since the accident in September, somebody hasn't been super friendly. So
really?
Try to keep him out of the public eye. I'm just saying. But
it wasn't roid rage, though. It wasn't that bad.
You didn't. Well, it's kind of that bad when you don't have an excuse. My kids would be like, "Mom, you need to come home. Dad's hulking out." And that wasn't on steroids.
That was roid rage.
No. That was like last week.
I don't think so. I did not get that report.
Anyway, so Jennifer says no bok choy. Anyway, I can't text message you right now, Spivey, for God's sake. Oh my God. Anyway, okay, so we're not here all night. Give a little update. So we did post in January. Oh my God, he's calling me right now. Calling me. I'm not answering.
He did get our kid into Riverside, I think.
He did. That's why he's on the picture. So January. Remember back in January? I can't remember if we went live or not, but we did. We did post something about that, and we had suspicious feelings about the MRI. So after the accident in September, John didn't go back on any Avastin. So he was doing the London cocktail, but no Avastin. And so remember, you were doing Avastin at that point, every 4 weeks?
I think so.
And then it just went cold turkey, because he couldn't move. So then we just never went back into it. And we were like, let's just see what happens. So then January MRI came and it looked suspicious. If you remember, I was like, I was on FaceTime, but they were all excited. Felicia, the nurse practitioner, was like,
doctors were,
this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so when I was on FaceTime with them, because I couldn't go in. But then when he brought the scans home, oh, we forgot to get the scans. I'll let you talk in a minute, and then I'll go get the scans.
You will?
I will.
That's nice.
And then I was like, when I saw the scans, I was like, I don't feel as elated about this. And then we had a meeting with the cocktail people, the London cocktail people, and Dr. Mendez was neuro onc from Cleveland Clinic. Knows her shit, let's just say. And she pulled him from the portal, and I said, I'm uncomfortable with this. And I said, am I allowed to be happy about these scans? And she looked at them and she said, yeah, you're allowed to be happy. So we were like, okay, we'll be happy.
I think everything in comparison to September was just not looking better. To us, it looked worse, but we don't really know what to look for. So to a degree, you have to kind of go and say, these guys see 1,000 of these things like a year. We see like 5. So we don't have the eye for what's good or what's bad.
Yeah, so
and they said that they've got all these other angles that they look at. Yeah. There's thousands of these images that they look at to determine what the radiologist says to the doctors and how they come to their final conclusion.
Yeah, so we were like, okay, we'll be comfortable with that. Didn't go back on Avastin, just kept with the cocktail. And then you can talk about Aspen real quick, and I'm going to go get the images. But,
So we went, like we always do our ski trip. We went to Snowmass and Aspen and had, we were off the Avastin, but we were doing a little bit on steroids to help with swelling potential for elevation. So when you're getting into those higher elevations, and Snowmass and Aspen are like way up in the mountains, way up there. So that has an issue sometimes with triggering seizures. So one afternoon after skiing, we were all at the bottom, kind of exhausted, and it was a long day, and my knees aren't right, so my skiing wasn't great. So I was overexerting myself a bit. We had the higher elevation, and I had forgotten to take one of my pills, and I had what I would call kind of like a mild seizure at the bottom of the hill. It was just like ticking and just didn't feel right. It went away in about 10 minutes. I didn't pay too much attention to it, but went back.
Enough to be like,
Yeah, enough to go to the doctor and say, hey, this happened. I want you to know. And he's like, well, now you got to start the clock over for driving. And I was all pissed off at that. So this whole driving thing is just, that's been, what Pam's talking about. I get kind of agitated with not being able to drive. And that's, kind of driving me crazy. No pun intended. Well, I think my Uber driver probably doesn't like it either very much. So anyway, long story short, came back, and then the next one that we had was going to be March 11th, which was, if we saw some good results, they were going to give us kind of the thumbs up to say, go ahead and see if, go ahead and start driving again if you'd like to. And so when we went in and did the MRI, I was not feeling very positive about it because of this issue that I had in Colorado, and I was tired, and I wasn't having the headaches, but my left hand was really weak, and my fine motor skills, like typing, is like extremely hard with my left hand. So that was definitely a concern. You could see
a little bit with that. You don't hear it as much now, but you do slur sometimes. Not a slur. It's more like a lisp. Yeah. It's not a lisp even.
I have no power in my voice, right? Yeah. I still don't have that.
Yeah. So saw a little bit like potential symptoms, but then he wasn't having headaches. We're like, headaches are always a trigger. Like a telltale sign. So we went in, and it was 2 days before his birthday. So we're like, okay, let's go see what happens. Well, so I just pulled these. So you can see, I'll show you this one first. All right. So this one is from September. So it was like right after he had the last Avastin. So really good, right?
Yeah, that was the best scan that we've had in years.
Yep. And then this was January.
Oh, October.
No. This was January. This is January. And so we went from, okay, here, September. Can you see? I think you can see. To see how I was like, what is this stuff? And why am I not worried about that? So, I mean, to me, I was like, that looks like that's not as good. But they said, don't worry. Okay, we won't worry. Then in March, y'all, can you see that? So the white stuff, so the hole is where the resection was. The white stuff is like cancer cells. The white stuff is like highlight stuff, right? So that's the trouble, right? So when you measure all that out, it was quite large. If you recall, your resections, the most you ever had was like 6 centimeters.
I think the original one was 8.
No, it was never that big. Anyway, this was big, and we were like, holy shit, like, that's not good.
Yeah.
And he said the good news is it seems like it's growing slowly. It's growing slower than usual. So we were like, okay. And the other good news was, if you guys, I don't remember if we talked about it, the trial, the Emory trial that our doctor was so excited about, and they were trying to get it in. Okay, you're a little pixelated on the platform. Okay, good. I'll post the pictures because it'll be easier to see. But the study that when we first met our doctor, our oncologist, he was like, I don't know if he's having a bad day. When we left there, we're like, oh my God, because he's like, this is such a hard cancer. You can't do anything, blah, blah, blah. And my wife is a brain cancer researcher, and she's ready to get out of the business because it's so depressing. Nothing works. And that was like one of our first appointments with him, like early on, 2.5 years ago. We were like, oh God. And then as time went on, he starts telling us about this new thing that they're getting excited about. They're like using this eye medication to treat cancer, but very, very early stages. Okay, well, his wife is excited. His original neuro surgeon was excited. You don't get excited about anything. And so we're like, okay, that's cool.
He went with a hacksaw and a big pitchfork to get that stuff out.
Yeah. And so we're like, that's cool. And so then here's Duncan. And then so we're like, all right, because it was early stages. So we go in for this.
They hadn't even established it yet.
Yeah, we go in for this, and he was like, good news is this study just opened 3 weeks ago. It's right at Emory. We have patient number one in this clinical trial, which is, Nana says hello, which is, see, I'm waving. It's exciting, super exciting, yet also terrifying. Except that it's not super scary drug.
It's an FDA approved thing, and side effects are pretty limited. The main thing is no sun exposure. They get all over me about being in the sun, even if it's like in a car or walking outside.
Well, they said even bright lights can cause, it's just blistering, sun poisoning, stuff like that. So he's going to be careful about that, but really not
and later on they explained that really the most important is the first day or two.
Yeah, he said
because within like 3 days it's like flushed out of your system.
Yeah, live in darkness. But they don't know because he's patient number one. So the first time, so you want to talk about that? You had to get your...
What?
Well, so it was interesting because he was not excited about this. I was excited about this, but he wanted to go to UAB. Talk about that.
Right. So UAB has a trial that they're doing that they adopted from Tokyo, right? It was Tokyo that did it. It showed some really good results where they do an infusion. They put these tubes basically in right
kind of
into
like
the
polio thing, except with multiple tubes and infusions, but right into the brain.
Yeah, and then they put, in this one they do herpes into that, and then the body goes and destroys the cancer cells that have the herpes in it because they think it's all herpes, and then they always go after that. That's the theory, and immune therapy, autoimmune therapy. So I was like, that's the one that I was, okay, it's very progressive and it's aggressive and you're going in and I felt like I was doing something more than just trying another drug that probably doesn't get past the blood-brain barrier and, gets me an extra 2 or 3 months or 5 months or whatever. Instead, it's go kill this stuff. So we found out that the size of the area that they're talking about, again, was a little bit too big. That's what kicked us out of the study last time we had to do it.
And this one was like measuring 7.
Yeah.
So that was off the table. So we were like, okay, well, what's on the table is the one that's here. It's convenient. It's in Emory, and
it's our doctor.
It's our doctor, and he's excited, and his wife is excited, and that's exciting.
And they want you on Avastin, and Avastin has worked so well for us that it just...
That was a big one, because you get to stay on it. A lot of these trials won't let you be on Avastin while you're doing them, and Avastin just works really well. He responds really well to it, so it was a very big bonus to be able to stay on that. So we decided to do that, and so he had an Avastin treatment on the 12th, right? You went the very next day after your thing.
That's right, yeah.
Had the MRI on the 11th, had the Avastin treatment on the 12th, 13th was his birthday, went on Monday to get a port because he had to get a port put in.
Show and tell the port?
Show and tell.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bump there.
Yeah, it's like a... Doctor called it a bottle cap. It's kind of what it feels like.
Like a bottle, yeah.
Yeah, so instead of going through your veins, they go through that thing. Mm-hmm. And the surgery was outpatient, so it was, not that bad.
Mm-hmm. And then, so outpatient, came home, was out walking the dog that day.
Yeah.
So it was fine. And then had to get another MRI as a baseline MRI after being on the Avastin. And
on that Friday.
Guys. So.
That's Gavin.
I had to be honest to get on it, so.
Oh, is Yana watching?
Probably.
My guy here, my kids hate it when I say my guy. He was having a moment one time and said, I just need a win. Because I was like, you have to find some joy in your life. You have to find joy. If you have 1 week, or I said 2s. I was talking in 2s. 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. You have to find joy in it. And we just had a little bit of a come to Jesus moment, right?
Well, we have lots of those.
We do. We do. But, so he's like, I just need a win. I need a win. And so we went to, Jody Squirrel. Yes. We went to the doctor, got the next MRI after being on Avastin for one week. 1 week.
Yeah.
And holy shitballs, you guys. So this was.
And show and tell.
I love show and tell. Even if it's pixelated, it's kind of cool. And I'll post this one too. Here's the original, right? The March 11th. Look at all that mess. All this dark stuff, if you recall, is swelling. The darker stuff. This is regular. Dark is swelling. This is all the scary tissue that we're scared about, right? 1 week. 1 week. Look at that difference. A lot of that scary tissue is gone. So we go in there and he's like, look, we had you up on the board today, right? At their clinic, whatever they do, their little round tables.
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh my God. And his radiologist said, I wonder if this could be brain burn. And sure enough, he said 75%, 3/4 of what was showing as potential tumor was
either brain burn
or swelling or necrosis, something, and it wasn't tumor. And 75%. I was like, that's a win, right? You can smile about that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna smile?
I can smile, but it's crooked. So
it's been crooked for years. He is fighting all the mofos. That is facts. So that was really exciting.
That was good.
And then he started, that was like Monday. Then he started on, no,
That was a Friday.
Thursday you started with the, Friday. And then the next Thursday you started on the first infusion of, it's Visidyne eye something or other medication made by Bausch and Lomb. Tried and true. It's been around forever.
Yeah, shout out to Bausch and Lomb because they're donating everything.
Boop, boop. Yep. It's clinical trial.
So the stuff that they put in you is like green. It looks like you're going to become the Incredible Hulk, which
he does like to Hulk out.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't anymore.
See, I got proof.
Gavin's in college all the time. He doesn't know.
Well,
he's home for a week.
He slammed the door the other day, and I thought he was going to go rage mode, and he didn't. He was just ripping and I have PTSD.
Boom.
PTSD like
yeah, Gavin had PTSD.
6 months ago when you were like.
Beanie said she's a brain burn. Leave it to Ben. Your new heavy metal band. That is actually a good name. Beanie said, to give you an idea, the other day, she's like, Mom, we're going to volleyball 2 weekends ago. Mom, I've gotten really good at managing Dad's temper. I said, you have? She said, yeah. And she said, I'll just tell him sometimes, like, you don't need to talk to me that way. I don't deserve to be treated that way. And I gave her a little bump, and I was like, look, it's good training. You're never going to tolerate somebody treating you badly and disrespectfully. And she's like, yeah, that's awesome that my dad is training me to not be in an abusive relationship.
That is not fair.
I mean, funny, not funny, but kind of funny. Sorry, but it's a little bit funny. She laughed, as did I. Anyway.
As long as I can entertain you.
You do sometimes. Anyway, where are you?
I think we're through here.
Okay, so talk about the study. What do you have to do?
So the study is this Visidyne. They infuse it, right? It takes like an hour and a half. They infuse it in, and they do that once a week for 6 weeks, and then they'll do another MRI, which is May 6th, I think.
I think so.
So that'll be the next MRI. They check it. They, Dr. Reed kind of pointed out and highlighted this is like, he's like, that's the target, that highlighted stuff. He said, that's what we're going after. Not that he can point it to go after that.
Says, abuse me all you want. Spend a weekend with him, Sean.
He'll still love me.
He will.
Grover will. The two Seans will still love me.
That's true.
And Gavin.
Sean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Gavin. All right. So more wine
6 weeks
correct.
MRI. If they see any kind of improvement, then they keep me on for another.
It's a 6-week cycle.
Yeah.
But if there's improvement, or maybe even if it stays steady, we're a little unsure. He gets to take 1 week off. He can choose the week in the 6-week period.
Right.
So if you're going to be out of town or something like that, then he can take a week off from that. So that's what Brenda says. You're a lovable hunk. Hulk. Ooh, Freudian slip. You should feel good about that.
Yeah.
Gavin's gagging.
No, grow up, Mom.
Grow up. Mm-hmm.
Like gagging.
So side effects. The only side effect that they have talked about is the sun exposure thing, and it's there. We were at the lake house for spring break last week, and
Grandma bought him some sweet tights.
Oh yeah, they're very stylish.
Sweet swim tights.
Yeah. So anyway, I definitely felt the sun more, and I had to be very careful about being out there free tan. Yeah, free.
Yeah, free sun
district.
poisoning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the only side effect that they've talked about. But again, I'm number one, so I'm the guinea pig. So we'll see if I start growing a third eye or something.
We'll see.
But I haven't felt any side effects at all.
Started working out again.
Yep. Well, I think I got the second Avastin, so that was helpful too.
Oh yeah. So you've had two
So
Avastins.
we've had another Avastin also.
This week you have your 4th infusion of the
Right.
trial.
No Avastin. Right.
Yeah. It's good. It's moving along.
Yeah, I grow no banana hammocks. Promise.
Oh, for God's sake. No. 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 Mm.
I'll take the freckles, Duncan.
Yeah, the freckles are good. And Karen Faber said, "Who's watching anime?" Guess.
All of our kids.
Actually, all of them are watching anime now. Okay, so what else?
So I don't feel anything during the infusion, no, especially with this port. They gave me some numbing cream. Now, when they because this is under the skin, they've got to still put a needle in. So they put a needle into your chest, and it looks like a dagger. Actually, when they're coming at you, you're like, "Wait a minute! I had surgery so I could get that freaking thing put in my chest." I don't know about this. And then they just go in. There's like a deep breath, hold your breath, and then they just punch it in, and then that gets you access to it, but they don't have to mess up your veins. So I don't feel anything when it's going in. Just when they put the thing in, and the numbing cream that they give me is like perfect. So I was like, I'll take that. I'm a wuss bag. I'll take it. Give me whatever I can to reduce the pain. I'll take it.
Love you too, Stacy. Yeah, Jody's familiar with that. So Pulp Fiction scene. Do that. They can train me how to do it.
You don't need to do it.
With a nail.
You don't need access.
I think that'd be fun.
I'm sure you do.
Anyway. Yes, Laura, he actually does put it on at home. He put it on the other day and he couldn't find a patch of saran wrap, so he was making his little makeshift Ziploc patch on there.
Taping it on.
He's getting MacGyver. He MacGyvered it.
I use the what's that? That's self-sticking stuff.
Oh, the athletic tape stuff.
No. The saran wrap. The 60.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cling wrap.
We got that. Yeah, no, not cling wrap. We got this from Duke. The idea from Duke.
I don't know.
Hold on. I have my own show and tell.
I'm so proud to be related to you too, Stacy. You need to come visit me. Oh, press and seal. Oh yeah, that was a Duke trick.
Yeah, this is a Duke trick. So this stuff, just kind of has a little bit of sticky stuff to it itself.
Ben, don't give Pam anything sharp.
Yeah, never do. I haven't done that for like 22 years, maybe 30.
Maybe 30.
Maybe it took me 6 months to learn.
I was very nice in the beginning.
You were. You wrote me right in. Very nice. First 2 years, probably. I'll give you 2 years.
It was nice for 2 years. It was nice for 5 years, and then I put my foot down.
Became a biatch.
Hey, keeping you alive with that attitude.
Yeah.
It's like awesome. Okay.
We do have 2 identical fridges. Yes, that's her as well. But I will give her props for that. Although they don't work, the freaking
no, the ice doesn't
maker
work. Spivey has the same freaking fridge, and it's a lemon. It's don't get me started on that.
That Samsung fridge, don't get it. Yeah, but it's very nice to have. We were going to get one big one, and our dad was like, "Why don't we just get 2 that sit next to each other?" We're like,
see what my mother said? You did try to cut my foot off. That was in the early days.
That was very early.
Yeah, so the plan, Steve, was we were going to do one great big fridge, but when I looked at how much after the remodeling was already done by my dad and my brother, the big fridge like that with the water dispenser cost like $5 million. So I was like, holy shit balls. So my dad was like, why don't you just get 2 fridges? I said, why don't I? Yeah,
it's the same guy who built out the whole foundation of this extension and said, why don't you guys just make this new place your master bedroom? We're like, we have a master bedroom. He's like, well, you need 2. Like, why don't you need 2? He's like,
going to be Gavin.
All the new houses have 2 master baths.
No, Gavin has the biggest room in the house.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, that was actually, and literally we were drinking a beer, looking at his handiwork, and he just threw that idea out. Within a day, 12 hours, he had drawings on what it would look like. And we were like, hey, we get the new bedroom? I'll do that. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's worked out well.
It has worked out well.
All right.
And the insulation was money.
Your puppy's gone. We were going to introduce you to the puppy.
No, he's here.
Oh.
He's not looking
this
so much
is
at the puppy.
okay, Sub-Zero. Should have done that, Natalie. But yeah, Spivey's a test to it. Sucks. Beanie's gotten really good at using the blow dryer to defrost it because it freezes over all the time. Okay, this is Jonathan's saving grace puppy, birthday puppy, who's going to be too big to carry very soon. Coda. Thank you, Hannah. She said, don't call my second mama, biatch. Look at this baby. Is he not the cutest? So cute. He's so cute. He's what, 3 months now?
Is he that old?
Almost 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's, I don't know.
Those paws.
35, 36, 37 pounds. He is so cute.
He's awesome.
Somebody's obsessed.
Yeah.
Somebody's obsessed. But I think that's it. That was a whirlwind. But, yeah. Yes, his saving grace, Grandmama, don't you know? We were talking about that last night. Yeah, those paws are big. They're big. What else?
He's supposed to be like 100 pounds. Yeah. So I don't know if I'll be able to hold him up very long.
Who's a good dog? Anything else you want to share?
That's all I got.
So the game plan is I'm trying to do I have all these things I like to call episodes in my head. Anything oh, he has the same markings. They're so cute. This is not good for my ADD.
No.
It's really not. Jody, like Jody said, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. Okay, so
you're talking about what you envision for this.
Yes. So I started looking at YouTube and how to do a YouTube channel because then we can do all this on there. And because I have I like to call them episodes in my head. There are things that happen where I'm like, oh God, that's a really good thing to talk about, because as I talk to more people who are in the world of cancer, particularly this kind of cancer,
which we continue to get people calling us on, which is really kind of incredible.
It is. It's awesome. It's awesome. It gives us the chance to help catch people up to speed because it's so scary and overwhelming in the beginning. Anyway, is all the things that nobody talks about. Everybody talks about chemo and radiation and all this stuff, but as you know, if you've watched many of these, you know that we talk about other things that aren't necessarily PC, like your daughter learning how to manage an abusive relationship. But that's seriously part of it though, right? And there's the parts where, okay, do we need to go on an antidepressant because there's no joy? Do you feel completely helpless because you can't drive yourself around? All these things that are big things that are big topics that nobody talks about. And I think that they're very similar, not just in brain cancer, but in a lot of cancers and a lot of different terminal illnesses, actually terminal, right? If people are constantly battling something, which most people are, honestly.
Everyone's got their own cross.
Yeah. Everybody's got something. So I just think that the world is finally coming to a place to be able to acknowledge the mental health aspect of life and what it can throw at you sometimes, and having the platform or opportunity to talk about that and save it someplace where it's easier access for people, I think is that's what I envision. I just have to figure out how to do it. Don't we have some techie relatives on here?
I think Steven was on here.
Yep, he was. Somebody who can take less than 50 hours to figure this out for me. That would be great. Chronic illness is a very much better word, Grandma, because it is. It's chronic. It's constant battle.
We've had that.
It's fatigue. It's chronic illness fatigue. It is with the boys. So anyway, yeah, agreed, Kathy. Being adults dealing with CF, that's a big thing. It's the constant battle of all you have to do. Even my kids are sucking at taking their meds right now. They're like, it's just so annoying.
And doing stupid shit that 20-year-olds are gonna do.
Yeah. But
20-year-olds with CF can't do.
Mm-hmm. Of course, Kathy Igo knows how to do a YouTube channel. Okay. And there's Ruby.
Cat, my least favorite animal, is right in the freaking screen.
Ruby. Oh my God. Go away. Okay, go.
You know,
Anyway.
puts her on me. She's gonna grab me.
I know. Okay, so that's our I know Karen, Jake should be able to do that, but he's the official house manager these days. That's what he's doing.
Well, he's still taking a few classes, right? 2 classes.
Japanese.
Japanese
Yes, Kathy, all the things that happen
developing
other
that,
than the
which
meds. Yeah.
is not,
Yeah. Other than meds and other than doctor's appointments. They are big sips because I need it. So yes, Mom. We do have a purpose. I think that's part of the purpose, honestly, is the YouTube channel. I really do. There's a lot of issues. Just the lady I was talking to the other day, who Chris Shillham's friend, her brother-in-law was recently.
Oh, tell me about that thing Jody found in
Oh, that's wicked cool. Yeah, JoJo found this thing. Northwestern came up with this new. Well, it's so cool. What do they said? It looks like a koosh ball with a golden. It's a gold blade thing that they use.
But the gold is not. It's just the gold was to show if it was getting to where they wanted to go.
Right, but it's actually a huge advancement that they're showing in patients. Do you remember?
So it's nanotechnology that helps get something past the blood-brain barrier, which, of course, with this brain cancer thing is one of the big problems. The cancer in there, in a petri dish, I think they can pretty much handle it pretty well, but it mutates and it creates a lot of problems. But your body doesn't let it get to where it needs to be. That's the biggest issue. Mm-hmm. So this is some new technology that Northwestern came up with, which nanotechnology. It wraps it in mRNA or one of those RNA things. And it wraps whatever you want to deliver to it in like a little package to get it past the blood-brain barrier. And the studies that they did, they call it phase 0, which is... Yeah. I didn't know there was such a thing.
But with humans, because they did 8 people.
So 8 people. But it's really slow because they're doing it with regrowth, but they're doing it for surgery. It has to be that you get regrowth, and then they do this infusion of this nanotech stuff that's supposed to try to get into the tumor, and then they resect it, and then they study the resection. And what they found was not only is the medicine getting to where it's supposed to be, but it was also seeming to turn off the reproductive part of the tumor and making it, I can't remember the technical term, but it was self-destruct.
Self-destructing, basically, yeah, turning off the signal to create more cancer cells.
Yeah, it was,
and self-destructing.
Yeah, so the research person was like over the moon excited, as you can imagine. Like our doctor
Reed,
was just so, and his wife being a researcher, they just have been through this for years and years and years, and there's been no advancements in the brain cancer side, where there's been all these advancements in almost every other cancer. And so this researcher was like over the moon excited from the results. So that was very cool.
It's exciting. So just like CF, we just got to stay healthy long enough to let the science catch up. And it's catching up. It's catching up. Just got to stay in the fight.
Yeah.
Stephanie just posted, and thank you, Stephanie, for that. I'm sorry that you guys are battling the same little fun guy, but I'm glad that this is helpful for you. And that's one of the main points of this, is to keep people informed, to have our own little journey documented, but also to help people, because it's scary and it goes so fast and you have to know so much information in such a small amount of time. It's crazy. So anyway, science is amazing. Leanne.
Yeah, the stuff they're doing with it is crazy.
Just got to stick around long enough to make it catch up.
Yeah.
Okay? Deal?
Working on it.
That doesn't sound convincing.
Yes!
That's better. I don't ask for much, for fuck's sake.
You do, actually.
Oh, my God. All right. We're done?
We're done.
Okay, we're going to get better about this. I've used all the things as excuses, like his attitude, and also my desire to do a channel and not knowing how.
Well, and the fact that you're trying to work also.
I'm not trying to work. I do work. Ask these people. Several of them are Riverside moms. It is a cool ring, Jojo. Jojo bought me that ring.
Pam's birthday's coming back up, everybody. 18th. Big 5-0. She's going to Asheville with some friends to do some
soul cleansing,
healing, and
healing,
vortexes, right?
Yes. Vortexes, salt caves, nature hikes. It's good. Yeah, Natalie, see? Work? What work? I don't work. Okay. Anyway.
All right, we're done. Yep. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks.
See ya.